Welcome back to another edition of Beyond the Brochure. Here on the show we have Anna Rasmussen, co-editor of Saxifrage magazine. So Anna, thank you for being on the show.
Hello.
So what grade are you in, first of all?
I'm a senior.
Okay, and you serve as co-editor for the Saxifrage?
I do.
All right, what is Saxifrage?
Saxifrage is a student-run and also like student-produced literary magazine that includes music, art, poems, essays from both alumni and current students at PLU.
Okay, how would one get involved in submitting a piece of work to Saxifrage?
Well, we're actually accepting submissions right now, and there's both an online forum, and then you can also give us hard copies, and our office is in the lower level of the UC. So,
okay.
Yeah.
How easy is it to kind of be a part of Saxifrage and be able to kind of leave your mark on PLU?
Well, it's easy to get involved because we have community judging, but we are very, very selective because we only have a limited amount of pages. So I would always suggest that people come out and help contribute to, I guess, the voice of what they want to see in the magazine, but in the end, we really do have to make sure that the best pieces of art are really what are included.
Okay, you say it's all anonymous, so does that mean if, say, somebody had 5 poems they wanted to do and it all got voted upon anonymously, would they get all 5 poems published, or would it just be kind of...
We'll use our discretion in the end. My co-editor, Leah Thomas, and I will kind of look at everything that we have and then see what pieces fit together and then make sure that not one voice is really more dominant than the others.
Okay, what's usually the most common submission into the Saxifrage?
We get a lot of writing pieces. Most of our submissions are from English majors, but this year we're really hoping that we'll get more from the art and music community both, and hopefully maybe some playwrights as well.
Is it exclusive to only English and art majors, or is it?
Absolutely not. I encourage anyone to participate.
Okay. So how long, or do you know how long Saxifrage has been going on for?
Yeah, it's been over 40 years. It's one of the longest running publications on the PLU campus.
Okay, okay. So
probably rivaled only by the Mast, actually, yeah.
That's actually an interesting fact. 40 years, that's a long time.
Yeah, our current poster art that we have for submissions that if people are in, I think they're in the UC and in all of the major buildings, is actually a piece that was from one of the 70s, like included in the art section.
So pretty much you take all these submissions and pictures and writing and you kind of recycle them?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, they're great, so why not?
They're great. In essence, you say Saxifrage is timeless.
It is.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, in your experience as being, co-editor now, how long have you been co-editor for just this year, or?
I was actually hired at the end of last year,
okay.
Just so that you can kind of get in the mood and understand how they do it, and attend some of the media board meetings. But really, most of the work started at the beginning of this year. Okay.
So, as this, co-editor of Saxifrage, how? Is there a lot of pressure on you, or is it pretty much just kind of a free-floating, well, we can list some stuff in, we'll vote on it?
Well, most of it is second semester because the book is actually going to go out in May. So right now we're doing our cover design, and that is probably the most taxing part of the entire process. And also just picking what pieces will go in. But after, I think March 10th is what we're thinking for our community judging day, but we'll definitely advertise so that people know when that is specifically.
Okay, and so anybody can do it. Doesn't matter what major, what background. It doesn't matter really what it is, as long as it's some form of art, whether it be a play. Is it like a novel or short story? Or
short stories and essays, and I guess just there's all types of fiction that people could include. We've had some really, really interesting nonfiction environmental writing in the past. Okay.
Have people been submitting stuff already?
Yes, we have a lot of great submissions.
Out of all the submissions you've seen so far, which is so far your favorite you've seen?
I think it was a personal essay, but I can't say anything more because I'm not supposed to tell people what we have.
So no sneak peeks?
Yeah. It'll be totally anonymous, and we'll let people know after we've decided, but we might not even let them know what pieces we've selected specifically until we start having people copy edit. Okay, so pretty much you select it, you leave it kind of there, and then once you start putting it all in, that's when the names will start coming out? Yeah. Okay. And the book itself will be a total surprise. We won't let anyone see our cover design or anything until the release party in May.
So the only people that know about it are you?
And Leah, yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like a secret spy organization.
It is that.
So Saxifrage are spies?
Yes.
Art spies?
Art
specifically.
Spies. Okay. Literary arts.
So could you be considered art thieves now because you're taking people's works and
publishing them?
Or
like hoarders, yeah.
Oh, okay now. So, as co-editor, see all these things. You're very secretive, very part of that, other world. I'm not going to delve into it because I'm assuming that's not good. But what's one thing you can take out of this experience that something else on campus wouldn't have potentially given you?
I just think the exposure to the literary arts community in general, it's been so wonderful to just see the different types of voices that are available to us on this campus, and just how many talented people that we have here. It's really phenomenal. And definitely also just getting to work with other people and see like what type of art they're interested in making and what type of things they're interested in writing. It's been a really beneficial experience for me in my own work. Okay.
And beyond just Saxifrage, how has kind of PLU helped you find what you wanted to be in your experience in college, and kind of how has it influenced you and helped you grow in your couple years here?
Well, I'm an English writing major with an emphasis in poetry and a minor in philosophy, and I'm hoping to do graduate work in poetry and then eventually medieval literature. So I think that the professors here have been really, really encouraging and very generous in helping me to kind of figure out my space within that genre.
Okay. Has writing always been a passion for you?
Yeah.
Even going to college? Okay. So you were one of those, I'm just gonna write all the time.
Well, I declared my major as a freshman, so I was really sure about what I wanted to do.
Okay. Have you ever submitted to work for Saxifrage?
I have.
Were you published ever?
I have. The last 3 years I've been published.
Oh, okay. So you were kind of like, I've been published enough times. I'll go be co-editor now.
Well, I was good friends with the editors from last year, and I talked to them early on. I started expressing interest at the beginning of last year, saying that I was really interested in the project, just because I think it's such a great asset to the PLU arts community.
Mm-hmm. Is it easy job being co-editor, or?
I wouldn't say it's easy. I think it's fun, so I think that helps. But it's definitely a lot of work. It takes commitment.
Okay. That's all for tonight. Tune in next week at 9 p.m. for another edition of News at 9. For all of us here at the News at 9 crew, I'm Christian Dilworth. This is Anna Rasmussen. Good night.